Welcome back to the Listen Up podcast, where we analyze a new album each week. I'm Jamie, and this week we've got me, Nick, Jordan, and joining us from beyond the grave, a returning guest, Victoria, is back on the podcast. How's the afterlife treating you? Shit, we haunted.
That sounds
Wait,
scary.
did you mean Queen Victoria from the England eras?
No, the other dead bitch.
Well, England actually doesn't have an era. I don't know what I meant by that, but let's just
England eras. Like
yeah,
England doesn't exist anymore.
Ice Pick. Yeah. Ice Pick Vic is back. Everybody.
This week we're going to be taking a look at Dreamland by Glass Animals, released in 2020, and it was picked by Victoria. Why did you choose this album?
Oh, sorry. I'm being told to come closer to the mic. This just in. I picked this album because, I mean, you play it all the time, so I was like, easy, no-brainer, but also Glass Animals like one of my top favorite bands. It's like a recent...
We're like 3 of your top 5 albums this year from this album.
Yes.
Wait.
This song?
On the Unwrap one.
Yeah.
You said albums from this album?
Yes.
Oh, so silly of me.
It's an albumception.
It's fine. I'll let it slide. We can still get married.
But I can't marry a ghost. What do you mean?
True.
That's literally illegal, but
We gotta make ghost merch.
Guess that wedding's canceled.
yeah, ghost merch.
David, buy our
Hope we
ghost
get the
merch.
deposit back.
So is it like invisible shirts that you guys sell?
Yes, exactly.
Or do you guys believe in ghosts, and so it's like a translucent shirt?
We'll have to workshop it.
It's just a short parka, what are those things called? Like the trash bags with hoods that you buy as like disposable raincoats.
Ponchos.
Oh, yeah,
Ponchos.
you give her,
Poncho, yeah, I
ponchos.
said parka. I was like, that's not the right word.
What are those trash bags with hoods?
You know what I mean. See, it brought the right thing to
Listen
mind.
Up podcast ponchos.
Yeah.
Somehow it's ghost themed. All right, we'll workshop it. So Jordan, Jordan and Nick, how familiar were you guys with this album?
You go first, Nick.
Well, we're just gonna let the listener anticipate your response here. I'm excited.
Yeah.
I was pretty familiar with it because I checked it out more after we did the first Glass Animals album, or after we did the second Glass Animals album, but it was the first one we'd done on the podcast. It was called How to Be a Human Being, right, Jamie?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, and I knew Tokyo Drifting off this album before I had ever listened to that album, but after listening to How to Be a Human Being, I went to this one, found out I really enjoyed Tangerine, Heat Waves. I really like Dreamland too, just the title track. But yeah, so I've become pretty familiar with it over the past couple months, just because of I enjoyed the first album.
That's so
Jordan,
weird.
how familiar were you?
Literally the 3 songs... I already knew Tokyo Drifting like Nick, and the only 2 songs I started were Tangerine and Heatwave also. Which they're the most popular songs too.
They're so good.
But I also... One of my friends... you guys... this is a fake name, but it's close enough. His name's Neroy. And you guys know who I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I think.
But he's a Mechie. But he posted that on a story, Tokyo Drifting. And I was like, oh, let me check this out because it has Denzel Curry in it. And I was just feeling interested that day. I usually don't do that for a lot of songs, but I was like, oh, let me try this today. And it was such a good song. I did not listen to the rest of the album though. Because it's the only song really featuring anybody, but it's also featuring Denzel Curry too, so it's just good. But yeah, so about only only Denzel Curry. So what I knew.
Yeah. So how did you feel after checking out the entirety of the album?
Oh, I was gonna say. Sorry, I was gonna say also that people posted a lot on their stories because they really like this album as well. But I liked it a lot. Though.
Yeah, dude.
Like, it's kind of in my realm of.
Mm-hmm.
I like some electronic music.
808s and stuff.
I'm trying to. Yeah. It kind of has a cool. I can't think of like the word. I'm trying to think. Mm-hmm. Like,
it has a very like hip hop sound.
Yes.
In all of the beats.
And also I think it's very modern. Which maybe if you guys showed me some like beats from like earlier, I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't like it so much. But this is definitely a very modern feel, and this is more my style of music, anyways.
Yeah.
Maybe not rap specifically, but it's like more modern music.
Yeah, because I know the guy who he's like the front man. His name's Dave Bailey. Mm-hmm. He drew like a lot of his. He cut his teeth on beat making, listening to a lot of like 90s and early 2000s hip hop. So like a lot of his beats, even if they are in this weird psychedelic indie genre, there's still the underlying influences there. So that I could definitely see that. Yeah, and this album is really prominent, a lot more than I feel like on definitely than Zaba, but yeah, definitely more.
I'd say Zaba's more of like a trippy album.
Yeah, Zaba's has got like rainforest noises and it's good.
Very weird, but good.
But
that's like, I would say that's my favorite album by them, and this one's like second.
Really? Yeah. Yeah, I really like all of their works, and they're all very different in my mind. Mm-hmm. Like they occupy different realms of the sound sphere.
Sound sphere.
This one is this one's
I know
very
exactly
new.
What that is.
Yeah. Can we trademark that?
This one's very new and has like, dude, let's do it. We're gonna make merch. We're going crazy right now.
Ghost sound.
A sound sphere. Are you on the outside of the sphere, or are you in the center of the sphere? And then like all the stuff is like coming at you.
You know? Am I an observer or a participant? Am I a wave or a particle? Who knows?
Interesting.
Both. Holy cow.
Sorry.
Quantum sound sphere.
Deep question, I guess.
Yo, we quantum as hell.
For some strange reason, with how much I enjoyed How to Be a Human Being like a fair amount.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy this album more. And with you talking about how psychedelic and strange their first album is, I feel like I would probably like it even more than this album, but I still haven't listened to it.
Yeah, you should definitely check it out. You definitely got to give Zaba a listen. Mm-hmm. There's some like weird, really like. There's some songs on it that just out of nowhere, you're just like vibing along to it, and if you listen to the words, they're like super dark. Really. Like incredibly dark, and you're just like, yo, whoa, what? But they're good.
Wait, I was happy. Wait a second.
Yeah, you're like, I thought I was chilling in the rainforest.
It's like happy.
Now you're talking about like
with like a splash of depression.
Attacking someone with a hatchet or something? What's going on?
Oh.
Stabbing someone with a bolo knife? You know, it's crazy.
Their biggest song is on there, right? Gooey?
Yeah, and I don't know if it was if it's still their biggest. I would imagine that probably like Heat Waves got absolutely ginormous.
Oh, yeah.
Gooey's technically played more than Heat Waves.
Yeah, but I think that it probably, if you look at the trends of like, it's played more because it's been out 6 years longer.
Yeah,
I guess. Yeah.
So if you look at, I think like the derivative of that, the graph would be higher for Heat Waves probably.
I got you.
But yeah, Gooey's was their first like big attention getting,
and it's song. As like weird as it sounds.
It's so weird.
Gooey,
fresh out of it.
Don't go in listening to the song thinking it's going to be a normal song.
Yeah, that was.
Maybe don't even listen to the lyrics the first time through.
Yeah. I might have touched on this the last time we did theirs, but I found it in an interview with him where they were like, "So how do you come up with your words for the songs?" And he was like, "Well, honestly, for a lot of stuff, you know, we start with a beat, and then we'll add more to it, and then I'll write the lyrics to just kind of like flow with the beat. He says, so most of them are like nonsensical. And that was definitely the case with this album. I think, later on they're more intentional.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, and you can tell that it's just like weird, vaguely gibberish.
That's kind of the songwriting method that I get from the vibe of their music that I have listened to. Like it seems kind of musical centered, and then they come up with lyrics around a central theme for a song or around some kind of concept. Like every song on how to be a human being was like representative of a different character on the cover. Like, but there's a cohesive theme, but like it seems a little nonsensical if you don't really have an explanation to it or like dig into it yourself. Like on a first listen, you might be like, that's kind of weird. What is he talking about?
I don't know what any of this means.
That's how I felt about Deja Vu, or like Your Love, or whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first time I listened to it, actually, like up until today, when I looked at the lyrics, I was like, oh, that's depressing. Oh, wow. I was like, it just like makes me feel so good. And it was the top song for like my Spotify on 2020.
It was your number one, right?
It was my number one. And I was like literally just today, I looked at the lyrics and I was like, oh, this is about being trapped in a relationship. That's dark.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know nothing about that, right, Vic? Blink twice if
she's dead now. It's
she's
over.
blinking a lot.
It's
We gotta-
over.
We have to
She's
cut
gone.
the podcast early. Sorry, folks. We lost connection to the afterlife.
No, but they even said it to themselves. Like they like I have like a little screenshot of this, what he said.
Aww.
And Dave Bailey was like, this song is as honest as it gets for Glass Animals. A personal reflection of dysfunction in its darkest, most impactful moment.
Oh yeah, I forgot to say that. This album is like autobiographical. Like Dave, he drew on just various past experiences of his.
Interesting.
So this is a very like autobiographical piece of work.
And if you have Spotify, it's all annotated in Spotify under the songs.
Really?
Like, there's like
It
the
is,
little
yeah,
story
that-
time
yeah.
feature. And
Oh,
you
if you're
can
listening
tap
to it
through-
on mobile.
Yep.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, I don't think desktop has that. But yeah,
Yeah.
if you look
Wow,
if you listen to it on mobile, you can do the thing where you like it shows up the little cards and stuff.
Yeah.
So do you only listen to Spotify on your desktop then?
No, I do it in if I'm going somewhere, it's most of the time. If I'm going somewhere, it's on my phone, obviously, but I'm honestly on my desktop a lot right now because of like COVID and stuff. So,
Right.
and because I play video games sometimes, not that often, but
Sometimes.
You stream
Sometimes.
sometimes.
so
Is this a plug?
no. Twitch, no.
Go check out my Twitch.
No.
I sometimes play over it.
No, I mean more just because it's just it's what I do the most. It's just probably be on my computer a lot. It's just a lot easier to have it on my computer, and it plays through my headphones anyway. So
Makes sense. Man, that's great for an audio podcast, huh?
I was just showing off my skeletal fingers.
Yeah, you do have weird hands. But yeah, dude, like this album, it's one of those ones for me where I thoroughly enjoy listening to it from start to finish.
yeah,
Like at no point do I go, all right, I'm ready to skip this song. Like every one is unique in its own way, and I enjoy something about every single one.
honestly,
I didn't write something down for all of them because
yeah.
we don't have that time. But I did like there's aspects of every song that I like. I even like the fact that there's like the little
Little
home
home
movie
interludes.
interludes.
Yeah.
And how they like transition. Like one of them, I think just maybe it's both of them, but the one I know for sure like transitions to like the next song is like 1994, like home movie 1994, and then Hot Sugar. It like starts and like it starts the next song.
Yeah.
What is the date? 27th of May, 1994.
Yeah,
it's cool, man.
It's
weird. Kind of like.
Oh, sorry, go, Jamie. Go.
Oh, I was just saying, it's kind of like the cool, like the little after song sections of like Good Kid, Mad City, where it's details from, in this case, Dave's. Like, I'm pretty sure that those are actual like home VHS movies of his, because it sounds so of that time. So it seems like he just like digitized the home movies and then used that as like his mom or whoever that is.
That makes a lot more sense, because when you said that it was autobiographical, like I was like, when I first listened through, I was like, weird. Why are these home movies in here? Yeah. I mean, I don't hate it. I was just like, why is it here? Right. But then since you said that it was a biography of his life, then it makes sense.
Yeah, I think that is actually like, I haven't found a new place to confirm that, but it just seems weird to like, if that's not actually his personal childhood home videos, and it seems like a weird detail to just record and then create for that. Yeah. But it's a cool touch if it's like actually, from that time period when he was, a small boy growing up.
It's weird because the first two are definitely just like clips, but then there's like actual music in like the last two. So like he definitely added to those if they are like home movies. So I'm not really sure which like. Yeah. Oh well, there's definitely like for some reason he mixed the second two a lot more than he did the first two, which I guess that's just like creator, just what he wanted to do. But I was like, why did these two have so much more popularity than the first two? And it's because like those are like not a song, but like kind of a song, a little bit.
And that could also be from a creative standpoint. I mean, by that time in the album, a lot of it feels like it starts to flow together a little bit more, and just that last half of the album feels a little more cohesive. Like they seem a lot more similar in the song, so maybe as a product of that, he kind of blended the lines a little bit more with the home movies too.
I assumed that it was like in the beginning, it's not like really mixed with music because like his life wasn't like centered around music at that point, but like later on in his life, like kind of... right now, it has more music in it because that's what he's like focused on, and that's what he's like really involved in.
Yeah,
I like that.
Could be.
So there's a confession in order, in that one of the best songs on the album is Tangerine, right?
Yeah, of course, of course.
But someone like up until recently just didn't like that song at all.
It was Leo, not me, for sure, not me.
Oh, interesting.
Did she change her opinion just for the podcast?
No. It was a couple weeks ago. Jamie started playing it, and I guess I tried to skip it in the car, and he was like, "This is the best song off the entire album." And I was like, I mean, not really. I didn't like it because it was really repetitive, and it sounded like this whole 3-minute song was like 20 seconds, but just over and over again. But now I'm like, wow, this is actually really upbeat and good. Maybe I was just in like a sad mood, and I was like, I gotta skip this song every time it comes on.
I guess, but yeah, like I like it, especially the like most notably like the "You Let the Devil In, All You Talk Is Money, Money."
You let the devil in, and all you talk is money, 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 money. It's so funny how it changes, how you feel, how you see, how you need, how you
money, money.
That whole section, and then the part where it's just like, "You got friends on repeat, on repeat." Like I really dig that section every time. I just kind of like get more into it every time he says "on repeat." I bob my head a little bit more.
It's 2:23. You got friends on repeat, on repeat, on repeat, on repeat, on repeat, on repeat. I wish I could show you more of yourself. I wish I could.
And then there's like the drop right there. That's like one of my favorite moments on the whole album.
And then it says, "Daddy Tangerine."
Daddy Tangerine.
Tiny freckles in your eyes, dude. The chorus. So I love the chorus of it, but that was definitely one of the moments where I was like, okay, I have no idea what it says other than tangerine.
Yeah,
and, it still is kind of nonsense, but it's like hands, knees, please, tangerine, or hands, knees, feet, please, tangerine, or something.
So what does the tangerine have to do with the song?
I don't know.
It's just tangerine.
Yeah, I didn't write it down. Maybe I should have.
So
I don't
apparently,
remember.
I just looked it up. I don't know why I didn't read this before the podcast, but according to Dave Bailey, he says, the idea of the tangerine is that it's developed thick, bitter skin that tastes like shit. Maybe there's something nice hidden inside, but if you leave it too long, the skin just gets harder and more withered, and the sweetness inside dries up. Sometimes you can see a little speckle of who this person used to be through their eyes. You latch onto it goes for a little longer, but I think
that's right.
I think the gist is like, if you take the time to like build a deeper relationship with someone, you can dig through the outer bitter skin, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, don't just eat the flesh.
It's like Shrek. It's like an onion. It just has layers, you know?
It's also kind of... I think it's like, if you're in a relationship with someone, whether it be like romantically or just whatever relationship, but if you know someone for a long time and then they start to like change and stuff like that, I think that's also kind of feeds into like what it is.
Like your daddy tangerine?
Yeah, like your daddy tangerine. Like you want them to be what they were, not that you're still hung up on like what they were, not what they are. I got you. Yeah, because like the pre-chorus is I wish I could show you more of yourself. I wish I could make you somebody else, but I left it way too late. Are you stuck in your own ways? All right, so you just heard a cut. Gotta love Discord. But yeah, I was just talking about how based on like those lines from the pre-chorus, it seems like it's also more about just feeding more into the idea of like being attached to what was, not what is now. You know. Sad that you've waited this long to call someone out on their shit, I think.
That's sad.
Yeah. Well, dude, so many of these songs, I mean, that's the kind of the thing. It's like, I guess that's what happens when you're whatever, late 20s, and you make an album that just reflects back on your failures and some successes in life.
Aww.
You know? Yeah. Like in Tokyo Drifting, the whole section that I love. But the part where it's like, he just keeps saying, Wavy Davy's on fire.
Davy's on fire. You still got it, alright. Yeah. Wavy Davy's on fire. You still got it, alright. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the why those lines exist is because he made that beat and he was like, "Yeah, this sounds really tight," but then he didn't. So he originally made it, I think, for Denzel Curry or like for someone else, and then he didn't feel in the kind of persona he normally sings with.
Okay.
Like his performative persona, he was like, I don't know if this doesn't really fit into. It was something about like he wasn't quite comfortable being on like that level of just like straight up almost hip hop of a beat.
Okay.
And then he like created mentally a new persona called Wavy Davy, who would be like someone who would be on that kind of thing. I don't know. I read it. I was like,
wait, like a new persona? Wavy?
Yeah, it was almost like
how...
he method acted his way to sing that song to make it more comfortable for him to get in that pocket.
Interesting.
Doesn't
That's interesting.
Nicki Minaj have like a persona, she has like another persona, like when she sings certain parts she sings it in like a different voice, and that's her like
that's
persona,
like the other,
like...
yeah, probably I could see it because I know that she definitely does a lot of vocal modulation, but I think we've talked about that like forever ago, right? Like in a way earlier episode we talked, like I always think that that's a really cool thing that some artists do where they like create certain personas, and the fact that they can use that to alter their headspace for like comfortability and stuff like that, I think is really
it's
cool.
kind of like acting, but
like
not
acting.
It's like method acting, but I don't know, but you don't normally think of that in regards to
Music?
Singing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Chris Gaines.
Yeah, like Chris Gaines.
That was when
should
Garth
probably
Brooks
explain
decided
it just
to
for the
make
people
an like
who
all
don't know.
indie album,
Who?
and he tried to become a new Garth Brooks.
He did that?
I'm pretty sure Garth was the one who tried to make Chris Gaines, and he was gonna make a movie about it.
Oh, that's
Like Hannah Montana?
It's so weird. That's a whole other thing.
Does he wear a blonde wig?
No, I don't remember, and I haven't looked into that much about it. There's on another podcast I listen to, they've got the Chris Gaines zone.
You're talking.
They just try to bring up Chris Gaines facts.
You're talking about like
on Space
Thunder
Jam.
Rolls Garth Brooks, right?
Yeah, like Garth Brooks. There's only one Garth Brooks.
Yeah, but like, just him trying to be indie is what's baffling me.
So weird. It's so he only put out one album, I'm pretty sure. And everyone and
It was
like
that
tried
bad?
to do it as like we tried to do it as like pass off as like a new artist, and everyone was like, Aren't you just Garth Brooks
Bro,
in
this
a
is
weird
you.
disguise?
Oof.
Yeah. But yeah, so in Tokyo Drifting, where there's that part where you just keep saying like Wavy Davy's on fire,
Yeah.
and then there's that awesome it's like a crescendoing, I don't know what it is, but it sounds like some sort of brass instrument, but I don't think it's real. I think it's some sort of like synthesized horn section, but it's like
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
Is this the part where
that-
you cut what you're saying and you put the actual audio clip
that or
in?
or
what
no,
you're
I'll
saying?
probably make that sound and then play the audio. That's normally depending on how ridiculous, like the comedy level of it. I will play around with that. But it's the
No,
part
but then
that-
it could also be an inside joke because, like, they don't know.
Oh, but it's
what
funnier if
that
I
was.
put what we sing into the shit.
That's
Ooh.
true. That's true.
Yeah, because
That's honestly pretty.
we live
fun.
our lives like open books.
Go actually listen to the song. It's way better than the little
No,
robot
it's-
noises that Jamie was just
But
making.
it's the part that and then it comes in with Denzel Curry starts his his verse, which is awesome.
Hey, what is everybody talking about when they want to live fast, but I'd rather walk it out? Niggas want to talk about a G, but I spend a G on a 12 teeth in my mouth. Diamonds and caught it can feel like a trout on my wrist or a spot on my wrist with a spider up in it. Everything gotta be 80 and you keep the 20%. You know that I get it, I'm on it, I'm in it. If you try to take it, the clip get extended. I'm back on my bullshit like Jordan, I'm pimping. If this is my life, then I'm Tokyo drifting.
It's so short, but it's so good.
Aw.
His whole feature,
Dude,
on
it's his feature on there is so good. Like,
Mhm.
it's one of the best Curry features I think of. I can't even think of a lot of Curry features right now, just because a lot of his songs that he makes are pretty popular.
Yeah.
As far as a feature goes, dude, it's so good. Oh,
But yeah, and then the way that he just ends he like mic drops the end of his verse with the like name of the song. It's awesome. It's so it goes so hard.
I always feel so powerful listening to that song because Denzel Curry just starts
Mhm.
screaming on the chorus, and it gets like
Yeah.
higher and higher. He's like, "I'm Tokyo drifting, woo!" And then just like explode, like the song just like
Yeah.
explodes, dude.
Dude,
It's
it's
so
so
good.
Yeah, I really dig pretty much the whole song of Space Ghost Coast to Coast, which is about a friend of his. So he lived in Texas for a little bit as a kid before he moved back to England.
Wavy Davy?
Yeah, Wavy Davy.
Wavy Davy
Yeah.
himself.
Wavy baby.
But yeah, he was like he went as a kid. He lived in Texas, and the Space Ghost Coast to Coast is about like his childhood best friend who attempted a school shooting.
What?
Yeah, because the whole song's about like remember when we were kids, just chilling, Pokemon and bottle rockets and all that shit.
Oh, and then it's like, and he had a gun on the first day of high school.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
in
so
Dreamland.
that's in Dreamland, but it references.
Interesting.
There's so many.
Is that
almost,
his friend, though?
Yeah, I assume so.
Is that a different friend? He needs to make new friends.
I mean,
Oh.
but yeah, it was that way. But this because anytime he talks about it, he says like he doesn't go into too much detail because he's like the guy's actually like come out of that dark time and he's actually like built up a life for himself, so he doesn't want to like dox him or anything. But yeah, he said that the whole song is about having this person who you were like just these innocent kids, and then you hear about years later how they were trying to do this like horrific.
Did he actually do it?
No,
or
they like they
just,
found him on like the way into school.
Okay.
They found the gun or something, and then so he didn't actually like shoot anyone or anything, but like he had brought a gun to school to plan to do that. Yeah, there's like the start of it has like that first little beat drop. But then where there's that bridge section where he talks about Dunkaroos and whatever, and then there's just silence, and then there's like that little like clicking sound.
Yeah.
You think that your space goes, you want it goes too cold. Fuck that shit, now I go my way and you go yours.
It's like a marimba or something like the.
Yeah, but it's just like a drone of something. It sounds like cloves if you hit them together. They have that specific ringing sound of them, which are like two fiberglass sticks that sound like super high pitched if you hit them together just right. It's used a lot if you're marching drill or something. You use it as a kind of like a metronome just to keep time with the beat.
I put that
and that's what it sounds like.
It sounded like the song "Animals" by Martin Garrix. Do you remember that EDM song?
Yeah.
When the drop comes in and there's that clicking noise that's really signature in the song.
Yeah.
It reminded me of that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's somewhere similar. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but yeah, then there's that, and then there's just another, like, the drop happens before the final verse again. I love that. That's another one of my, like, I look forward to it when I'm listening to the album. There are points in my mind where I'm, like, mental checkpoints where I'm like, okay, this is next. Awesome. Love that. Let's move on.
And then you mix it up and you put it in shuffle.
Oh.
I did that one time, and so the whole movie that was supposed to be Hot Sugar
Yeah.
was not Hot Sugar. And I was like, wait a second. Why did Hot Sugar start to play and then it didn't play?
Yeah, because that's the one where it literally, like, it starts and then Hot Sugar has a little bit, it's like the whole movie finishes playing at the start of the song.
Yeah.
That chorus is awesome in that song. The Hot Sugar chorus.
Hot sugar in the afternoon. I wish that we could be real too. Hot sugar in the afternoon. I wish that we could be real too. So cool, we don't talk. Hotels and alcohol. Blue paintings on the wall. Hot rubber on the top. I don't wanna be around you. Just wanna be like you. I don't wanna be around you. Just wanna be like.
I did like that song a lot too.
That was a song I used to not like as much off the album. And listening to it again for this podcast, I was like, well, why did I not like this song? Like, this is one of my new favorite songs from the album.
Yeah, it's good. And that was actually, I think Dave said that's his favorite song from the album.
Okay.
It's Hot Sugar. From a,
Interesting.
like making it from like a production standpoint, he liked that the most.
I got you.
If I remember correctly, he said.
So
that was
Dave,
his favorite.
why?
We're listening, Dave. We're listening. He didn't
This
answer.
just in, he doesn't give a fuck.
Oh. Yeah, and Melon and the Coconut, he said he took a nap, woke up, and recorded it, and like produced it, made it, recorded it, and in an hour. It took him an hour. He woke up from a nap, made it in an hour, and then they tried to do more with it past the demo standpoint, and they were like, just loses its charm. Let's just leave it like it was.
I think that one's like the most random off the entire album.
Yeah, well,
not
'cause it's
the
the
home
short-
movies or anything, but
Right.
that one. And I'm like, is this a different album? And it's like, And I was like, it feels like you're like walking through someone's house and like one of their rooms is just like bright green and then the rest of them are white.
Yeah, it is a bit random. I like that weird like slide guitar solo on it though. They're like, like,
is that a guitar? Or is that him singing? Just
no,
really
I'm pretty sure that's a slide guitar.
Okay, because like
or some sort of like slide instrument, whether it be a real guitar or like one of those the digital pad things that you can draw on with a stylus and do that with.
It wouldn't surprise me if someone like, obviously I know that's like probably an instrument, but like sometimes they pitch their voices really high just like sound like an instrument or something, or like almost where it's like inaudible and you don't even know anymore whether it's an instrument or their voice.
Mm-hmm. But I do think, because it sounds a lot like a really effect heavy, like some sort of like an actual slide guitar, like a slide on a resonator or something.
Yeah, I can't really hear lyrics like I'm thinking of like the end of Runaway, where he just like distorts his voice, like
distorts, and then like eats the microphone.
Yeah, he's yeah, basically. Oh gosh, I peaked so hard.
That waveform's gonna be terrible. I'm gonna be listening to this.
The whole thing's just like a
forget
blue.
that happened,
dude. There's literally a blue rectangle in Audacity just because of how high.
I know. I'm definitely gonna forget.
Sounds like you're talking underwater.
Yeah, I'm gonna forget this happened.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Kill my ears.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think my favorite part in Your Love is the like the Night by Night, and then where he starts going, I want you to eat me alive. You to eat me alive.
That song reminds me of like Breeze Blocks a little bit.
I can see it.
Where like at the end of Breeze Blocks, it's like, this is by All J, not by Glass Animals. Right. It goes, what does it say? Please don't go. I'll eat you whole. I love you so. I love you so. I love you so.
Because it's like the Where the Wild Things Are thing.
Yeah. I don't know, it's kind of like the same line a little bit.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And then repetitive, so it's like, oh, same song.
I can see it. There's definitely in the mental bleed over.
They sound very different, but just that like one line reminds me of that song.
Alt pop cannibalism. Same song.
Same song. Yeah.
Yes.
All about it. All about it. How did you guys like waterfalls coming out of your mouth? Or coming out your mouth?
Anyone have any notes on that one?
Any notes on waterfalls?
I don't think I did on that one specifically.
Specifically the first verse, second line?
I do know the line you're referencing, but I didn't think I remembered the song title like at all. I was like, oh, what is this song? I don't remember listening to this, but I feel like I've heard the intro melody somewhere else. I don't know where, but
maybe I'll give it a re-listen after this, and I'll see if I can place it.
Also, what is the second line?
Oh, I'm gonna read your mind. Big dicks and big old titties on the sly.
I'm gonna read your mind. Big dicks and big old titties on the sly. Say I got Aries eyes. Fuck no, I'm a bona fide criminal.
I couldn't even like hear that when I was.
What? That's first time listening through. I was like, Jamie, what did that song like? First
we heard it and we both were like,
the album released that day. Listened through the whole album. That part came on, and I was like, "Wait, what?"
And then we backed it up because we were like, "There's no way." It's very funny, but it's actually a very cool, insightful line because it's talking about, you know, the narrator in this case might be like repressing, you know, some sort of like bisexuality or something.
Yeah, I hear it now also.
Yeah, but dude, okay, so that song, I would play it up until that line, and then I would play it like a meme song, and then I don't know, I was just like, wait, this is actually really good. It's a really good song.
He's like, it said penis.
I said big dicks.
You're like, my small male brain can't handle this hilarity and this comedy. It's just too advanced for me. I have to listen to it.
The rhythm, like the rhythmic delivery of every line, it's so good. And the part where he sounds where he's like, there's kind of a breakdown, and it's like, ooh, it sounds like kind of spacey, and then it sounds like clap clap, you're a clever cookie now. And then there's just a like huge hit, and then he just starts saying waterfalls coming out your mouth over and over, and there's just like it's like a cacophony of sound. It's just incredible.
You make me high, go clown. Clap, clap, you're a clever cookie now. Waterfalls coming at your mouth. What the hell are we doing now? Waterfalls tearing you apart. What the hell are we doing now?
I love it every time. That's another one of the mental checkpoints.
There's like a little distortion on his voice, like it's almost clipping, but that's not what it is. It's just distortion. It's cool.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
It's just like full. It's another one of those moments where you just, if you're listening in the headphones, it's just full like envelopment of sound.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Like being in an orchestra.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but like you're
front
in the middle
row
of it, or front row. Yeah, I guess the sound would constructively interfere if you were sitting at that point. Sounds crazy.
For sure.
I used to, so the low point for me on the album used to be it's also incredibly loud.
Mm-hmm.
Because I used to not listen to this album, it was just different songs would come on shuffle or daily mixes and stuff, and every time that one came on, I'd be like, I don't know, I'm just gonna skip it. But that one I like a lot if you can sit through it and just like listen to the build up all the way through, because then just at the end where he starts saying like it's also incredibly loud, if you have it on a speaker or something, it
does get loud.
It gets so loud.
It's actually loud.
It's awesome. Yeah.
He didn't lie.
No, he was not capping.
No cap.
It is also incredibly loud.
It really is loud.
Like this is an excellent album to listen, like to just throw on while you're taking a shower. I don't know what it is.
I listen to it on the way to work because I feel like it's like, okay, minus the words being very sad, the beat alone is like enough to make me happy, and then I'm like, wow, I feel good, and then I go to work and then less good. But no, like I don't listen to the words really for songs. I'm all about like how the beat makes me feel, and like if the beat makes me feel good, then I'll listen to the song. But then the song ends up being about like his friend being a school shooter, and then I'm like, wait, what? That happened? I'm just like, coast to coast.
Did you guys know? Do you guys know what Space Ghost Coast to Coast is?
No.
Yeah, it's an old
Adult Swim show,
like cartoon
Space Jam.
show. It's an old Adult Swim show where they take like a 1960s superhero called Space Ghost, and then it's like him.
He's a talk show.
I read about it. I know you've said that you've seen it, but it's basically like taking that character, making like a parody talk show where he just interviews other like heroes, right?
I watched one episode of it.
So it's not Space Jam.
And I was like, how does this show have a cult following? Like, it was just weird. And I like weird stuff. And I was like, what? Yeah. Like, I'm not...
I remember you saying that.
Landing. I don't
at
get
work,
it.
Yeah, I know because at work, and I originally only knew about it because I knew it was a TV show because you said that, but then I read like what the actual show was. But yeah, because I put this on in the office one day at work, and you were like, "What's the name of this song?" And you're like, "That's a weird '90s Adult Swim show."
But I know
Did you say you watched it on like HBO Now or some shit?
Yeah,
or Max.
Yeah, they have like a bunch.
Go. Which one is it?
It's HBO Max. They have a big back catalog of Adult Swim cartoons and animation and stuff. Dave Bailey, I think he's pretty big into like animated stuff. Like, doesn't he like Adventure Time? He references them on some song on how to be a human being. I think I just can't remember which song it is.
I think it's probably on season 2, episode 3.
Oh yeah, that sounds right because that's the one.
Because that's all about like arcade
and eating like, mayonnaise, right?
Yeah, my girl eats mayonnaise from the jar while she's getting blazed.
Ew.
Oh, the thought of eating mayonnaise. You never sit down with a
nice bucket of Dukes.
Ugh.
Just
no,
that shit.
No.
Dukes is the way to go, though. That's the good mayonnaise.
Now,
if you had to eat mayonnaise out of the jar, which mayonnaise would you choose?
Oh, Dukes, absolutely. Dukes.
It'd be none. I'd rather just
Dukes has more vinegar than Hellman's, so it's got like a little bit more of that like sourness to it.
I know it's not mayonnaise, Dukes, but I think I would rather eat a spoonful of like Miracle Whip.
You and Zach, man.
It's got flavor to it. But like mayonnaise, you're just like eating like globs of like.
Ew, that would be really gross.
Dukes. We're trying to get a Dukes sponsorship.
If we could,
sorry,
shut the hell up.
Dude, my mom raised me on Dukes. I'm a Dukes boy.
I didn't know you had such a opinion.
You know what? I used to not like mayonnaise at all. I used to not like mayonnaise or mustard or anything. I used to be like the pickiest little bitch on sandwiches. I would put like ranch on sandwiches before I put mayonnaise on it. And now, dude, I will drown a sandwich in mayonnaise.
Yeah, me too.
I mayonnaise both pieces of bread for my sandwiches.
Yeah, if I go to the hospital, my IV is going to be mayonnaise.
No, I go hard with the mayonnaise and brown mustard on both pieces of bread.
Mayonnaise and
then some oil and vinegar, sub-spice,
good too.
A little bit of hot sauce.
Okay, not hot sauce.
That'd probably be good.
I don't eat my sandwiches fast enough to put oil and vinegar on them because then the bread gets soggy.
Well, that's why you put it on the top one so that like
it's so good though.
It only sogs the top of it. It doesn't make the bottom all soggy.
It's crazy.
Okay,
what
picky
red wine
Vicky.
vinegar can do to a sandwich? It's insane.
Vic, who might be the least picky eater
I was gonna say, even as a kid, my parents were like mushrooms, and I was like, sure.
Leo just
they're like
over
onions, and I was like, yeah, sure. They're like, whatever this is, and I'm like, yeah, delicious.
Sure, whatever.
I think Leo just crop dusted us. It smells like shit now.
Grody.
Savage.
SMH. But yeah, Heat Waves. I cannot get enough of that song.
Yeah, that song is really good.
I love that song.
The beat is really nice.
It just makes me feel so good to listen to it. Like all like the initial beat of it is so good. Hang on, Leo's drinking water.
Do you think we give a fuck about Leo, bro?
I know you guys can't hear it, but in Audacity it'll come through more. I'll feed you in a little bit, buddy.
Heat Waves? Yeah, it's pretty good, especially since it came out, like, I think right before summer.
Yeah, I think...
And then all of summer, that was, like, one of the songs I played a lot.
Right, because this album...
Because I was like, ooh, the Heat Waves? Well, yeah. Heat Waves
The album came out... I think the album came out in, like, July or August, but Heat Waves was one of the singles that they put out. They put out Dreamland, Tokyo Drifting, which came out...
Deja Vu.
Yeah, it was Dreamland, Your Love, and Heat Waves, I think, were the 3 singles. And technically, Tokyo Drifting was a single that they used on this album that's put out. But Tokyo Drifting's been out for longer
since
than
2019. I think that one came out the whole...
Yeah.
Like the year before the actual album came out.
It wasn't... part of this album, and then they just like threw it on there.
Really?
And
it had its own cover. It was like a dragon fruit.
Yeah. I still have that cover favorited. Over
and
this one.
It might have, their intention might have been to put it on there, but like I heard that song well before I heard anything about this album being a thing. Yeah, this album came out on August 7th. Its original release date was supposed to be July 10th.
Interesting.
But for some reason it got pushed
back.
They
didn't want me to listen to it on my birthday. It's fine.
COVID?
Right.
Was it COVID?
Yeah, dude, Heat Waves, that first hit, Heat Waves came out June 29th was when the single was released. Deja Vu, Your Love, Deja Vu came out February 19th. And then Dreamland was May 1st. Dude, but that first bass drop, so good at the start. And then later on, there's another excellent use of like cutting the music and then bringing it all back in with like just a sudden drop again. I love that shit, dude.
He always been faking me out. He always been faking me out. Sometimes all I think about is you. Late nights in the middle of June. He always been faking me out. Can't make you happier now.
Yeah, man.
I will never. That will never get old. Hearing artists use that, like that device. Yeah, I just throw that on. Feels like it's
it's a good song.
Late night in the middle of June.
Yes, sir.
Heat Wave's been faking me out.
She.
Can I make you happy now?
He's spitting lines.
Usually I say.
Jamie's freestyling. It's not plagiarism.
It's not plagiarism. This is freestyle. How did you guys feel about Helium?
I really liked it.
Yeah.
I don't remember what that sounds like off the top of my head.
It's the last one. It's the last
album.
Yeah,
but I don't. If you told me what are the lyrics, I'd be like, helium for sure, right?
Yeah.
It talks about helium balloons.
It's a little bit long for me.
It's like 5.5, but it's kind of in my mind like 2 songs.
Yeah, I was gonna say the first time I listened to it, I thought it was like Helium, and then like a Dreamland reprise or outerlude or something, because of the reintroduction of the Dreamland melody and stuff, the piano notes from the beginning of the album. But then I was like, oh, it's just the whole song. It's just fine.
Yeah, and it lets it loop really well. Because the first 3 minutes are kind of, they're a distinct different thing.
Interesting.
And it just feels like the whole track is like wrapping up the album. I feel like it's a very good. It uses a little bit of beats that were used earlier in the album, and then like the last minute and a half is like a variation of Dreamland, where it's not quite the same thing, but it's enough where you're like, if you've paid attention to the album, then you go, oh, that's the earlier one.
Yeah.
We're ending where we started in Dave's mind.
That's crazy.
We're in his dreamland. Like it's all Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
It's all Shark Boy and Lava.
It always comes back.
The end of the song is actually like the whole movie where it's like, hello, who is this? Hello, are you watching TV? Say bye bye. And then they say bye bye, and that's like the last line of the entire album is bye bye. And
I guess it's probably him as a kid.
Aww.
Or if that's not real, then they recorded it with a different kid. But yeah, and so like
Dave is a kid again.
Oh, yeah. So it's I guess I didn't even because now that you say that in my mind, I know what that sounds like, but I didn't even pick up on the fact that like once again, this happened with an earlier album, but like the last lines of the album are like goodbye. Or like a farewell greeting.
That's always the saddest. To me, that's like ending a chapter and then starting another one. Where like change is good, but like that like change part is still sad.
Yeah.
But they make me cry.
Glass Animals got me fucked up. But yeah, so that wraps up my notes. I like Domestic Bliss. I like the oh Hawaii. I like the way
Hawaii.
But I'm probably not gonna cut that in. I just like that song.
Are you going pudgy?
But domestic bliss is actually really sad.
Yeah,
It's about like
that one's like
an abusive relationship.
it's not even undercover sad. Like no happy melody.
Yeah, no,
It's
that
just
one's
straight up.
Yeah. Why did you go back for that kiss? Something about getting hit. Maybe
Taste like you.
Maybe it tastes like him when you've got tears on your lips.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. That one is not
For the faint of heart.
not subliminal.
No.
It's like this one is sad.
Oh, the
Still good.
beat's sad too.
Did
Man,
the glue go
Dave
off?
has a very happy sounding life, but then if you listen to the lyrics, it's very sad.
Yeah, dude. It's like if you listen to Agnes on How to Be a Human Being.
Yeah, you know who
Yeah.
also is really sad too? Wavy Davy's also pretty sad. As
Yeah.
well.
Wavy Davy's on fire. He is not sad.
Oh,
Wavy
Yeah,
Is he
Davy
is he
Tokyo
sad because he's on
drifting.
fire?
I was about to say.
No, he wants it.
Oh, he went. Are you
He
sure
set
he
himself
wants to
on
be
fire.
on fire, bro?
Yeah, he said it. Did you not? Does he sound like he doesn't want to be on fire?
No, he sounds
little
very
bit.
enthusiastic about being on fire.
He's Tokyo
He lit
drifting
himself
on fire.
on fire.
Let him own self.
Yeah. Do you guys have any final notes before we slap the old numerical rating on this hoss?
I don't think
I
so.
think so.
Vic, do you have any parting thoughts?
No, you pretty much went over all of them.
All right. So then, Vic, since you are
No, I don't want to go first.
you're the
You
album
have
selector,
to.
you have to go first.
No, the best goes last. Everyone else goes
No,
first.
I go last because I have to announce
Jamie
names.
has to go last. Confirmed. Set in stone.
And Nick and
Okay,
Jordan
well
have
then
to.
can I go third?
Sure.
You can't tell, but I'm doing that little watery eye emoji.
All right. Well, Nick and Jordan, I guess. What do you go first?
All right, we'll have to fight earlier. Jordan, you go. I'll be nice this week.
All right. Thank you, Sir Nicholas.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Sir Nicholas. I'm gonna give this album a 4/10. I'm gonna give it a 7.
What?
Oh.
That's like the highest guest album that Jordan's ever not hated.
Actually,
Is it tied with Dark Side of the Moon?
the highest. Dark Side of the Moon for him was a 6. The highest guest album Jordan has rated was Lawrence.
Which is what again?
It's Lawrence. Living Room by Lawrence.
What? I mean, what did I give that?
It was the one that David chose. 7.5.
Oh,
Oh, really?
Oh, whatever, David.
Yeah,
I meant
Yeah.
to say 7.5.
No,
no.
you're good.
Oh.
So
He said 7.5. You heard that? David's dead. He
at 7, it's tied with White Bronco
Okay.
for the second highest guest rating.
Okay.
I'll take
Nice.
it.
White Bronco.
Dude, as far
It's
as I'm
better than
concerned,
the
that's a
4
10.
that you gave Arctic Monkeys.
I know.
White Bronco wasn't a guest one.
Fucking 4. Yeah, I didn't think it was a guest one either.
I meant like that he didn't pick.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's not a
I don't know why I said guest.
guest
but I
one.
didn't.
No, that's
Right. Yeah. So Nick, what is your rating, sir?
I'll give it a 6 because I almost
Interesting.
went 7 too, but I don't know. I said 6 out loud. I kind of want to give it a 6.5. But
Give it a
okay.
6.5.
I'll give it a
Yeah,
6.5 because I don't know. Like I feel like pop has always been my least favorite genre, I guess, which stems from how gatekeeping and like
Real music.
how I used to be, and
Yeah.
and I still like Tangerine. I love to listen to that song and Heat Waves, but I don't know. I just tend to pick other stuff more.
I got you.
But yeah,
I got you.
6.5 is my personal score. But I do recognize that
Okay.
it is like a very catchy album for a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So Vic, what is your rating? You have to go.
Ooh. I want to say like an 8.5.
For reference, you gave AM a 9.
Yeah, I want to say this isn't my favorite album by them, but it is really good.
Okay.
Zaba is still my favorite. So if we're rating it like,
bro, rate it however you want. We make this up.
Okay, so
every week.
I'm gonna explain why I'm
okay. Justify it.
Yes. So I think that Zaba's like a 9, like a solid 9.
Okay.
So this one's not as good as Zaba, so it's like I would say like an 8.5.
8.5. All right.
You say ABBA?
It's Zaba?
Oh, like Avril Lavigne?
No, like Appa.
Oh,
Yep.
like that one
so
thing
close.
from like that
Avatar.
Naruto. Oh yeah, Avatar. Yeah, that's what I meant. It's called like Napa Know-How or something from Avatar.
Napa Know-How.
Honestly, I can't. There's
Honestly,
too many
what's the
references
difference?
There's too many references in my head right now.
Bro, we
You
can't.
couldn't process which one to go.
We can't be
with.
talking about Napa with a seasoned O'Reilly veteran guest on the podcast.
Oh,
There's no way.
oh, wait, who? Jamie or Vic?
No, David. I think
Oh,
David still works.
okay.
For in some capacity, still works at O'Reilly.
O'Reilly.
I thought that you're just like, Vic works at
Vic works at
O'Reilly?
O'Reilly.
Well, no, I thought he said a seasoned veteran, so I thought they didn't work there anymore, but they like could have.
Bro,
worked
Vic, what's
there.
your favorite car part?
Yeah, bro. What's
The
your favorite-
windshield wipers.
What's your favorite car heart?
The heart?
He's
My
talking
favorite-
about jackets. I don't know.
Oh. The beanies.
So I guess it's my rating then, and I am going to. We're gonna make history as the first 10 in a row, double 10s, because I'm gonna
Shut
give this
up.
a 10.
You're just saying that
Holy
because it's
crap.
the one that I
No,
picked.
dude, I love this album. I've been
Simp,
listening to we are 19 days into 2021. I've probably listened to this song or this album 30 times.
That sucks. That's weird.
okay.
Yeah, he has listened to it a lot because when he was like,
Maybe not 30.
"Oh no, I
but-
have to listen to Dreamland." It's not like I just listened to it 5 times today before you told
Dude,
me that you're gonna
No,
pick Dreamland.
see, that's the thing. Is I don't think I'm exaggerating. Okay, maybe not 30, because that would be
A lot
3
of hours.
halves every day. But there are days where I listen to it 3 or 4 times. So
Man.
The whole album
yeah,
That's
I just
crazy.
sit
on
there-
repeat, on repeat. On
Not
repeat,
necessarily like
on
back to back, but like, you know, sometimes I'll listen to it in the morning, sometimes in the evening. You know, I like during one zombies game, like if it's really long, I'll just throw it on in the background and I'll listen to it twice.
Oh yeah.
Dang.
I don't know. I just I cannot get this album out of my head.
I got
So yes, I will give it a 10 for the second week in a row,
Shine.
which brings our average score to 8
Okay.
overall,
Okay.
which puts this at
Okay.
All right.
tied. Wait, no, it's not tied, but it is in 4th place, below Dark Side of the Moon and above all the
Pop
stuff that's
Smoke,
tied with
Meet the
RKS.
Woods.
There's like 4 albums right there.
Is it tied? So it's tied with everything?
No, it's right above it.
No, it's literally tied.
Those
with
are all
every
tied at
single album
7.8,
we've ever done.
and this one is 8 even.
Pretty much.
But it's right below Dark Side of the Moon, which is 8.43. So yeah, I mean that's good. You know, dude, the past 2 weeks we've had a couple bangers,
Crazy
apparently,
ones.
according to our metrics.
Yeah,
Doozies, if
I
you
know.
will.
I liked it. I thoroughly enjoyed the album.
So then we'll see about next week, because I don't know about you guys, but next week is an entirely fresh listen for me.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I know it. Jordan, this is a fresh listen for you too.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Now, I don't know about Nick, but this is so fresh. I hadn't even heard of this band. But we are going to be bringing Nick's roommate and then ex-roommate and then once again reunited prodigal roommate, Craig, is going to be joining us.
Yes, sir.
Whoa!
Yes.
Who's honestly the man that is the reason that me, Nick, Zach, our friend, and a couple of our other friends have jobs where we have jobs.
True.
Is he the most influential person in the building? We'll discuss that.
He's
but we
only
are going
5 foot tall, but he's pretty cool.
5 foot tall of awesome.
5 feet of pure cool.
I think he's taller than 5 feet.
He's at least.
We'll clarify.
Sorry, this just in. He's not 5 feet. He's not 5'2".
At least 5'5".
We'll see. I don't know. We'll get some measurements. But he chose for us to listen to The Color Spectrum, which is actually a collection of a bunch of other, just like, I don't know
EPs.
if they're, in my mind, they would be EPs because they're only 4 tracks. Yeah. But it's a bunch, it's either like 8 or 9 albums that are 4 songs each, and they are representative of the color spectrum. There's like the red album and the orange album, and he made a playlist that kind of is the entire collection. So we're going to be listening to that. Going to be talking about it with him.
Yeah,
it's going to be interesting.
We'll probably have it linked in case anybody wants to listen to it. It's 2 hours. It's 2.5 hours. So
yeah. I'll tweet out.
She's a lengthy one.
It'll be.
It's a girthy.
You'll be able to find it on our Twitter account. I'll add a link and have it make the playlist public.
I've seen some people on TikTok, or I think it's one person on TikTok that made multiple playlists, and they describe them by colors, but not just like rainbow, like red to like I don't know, brown. They have like every like shade and like tone of color. Yeah. So it's like for this mood you would want to listen to like this playlist, and it's like lilac.
Chartreuse.
Oh, I don't think I said it. The albums are by The Deer Hunter is the artist. I don't think I said that at the top. But yeah, so we'll be checking out The Color Spectrum according to The Deer Hunter. Oh, and yeah, like we said, we'll be sure to link the playlist and have him make it public before. So hopefully by the time you hear this, you'll be able to check out the whole
color wheel, if you will.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's more than the color wheel, because color wheel doesn't have like brown on it.
Shh, you're ruining it.
Oh, you're right. Color wheel, pi, diameter, radius, orange.
We'll cut that.
Nothing gets cut. We've talked about it before.
Oh, nothing? Okay, let me just...
Even though literally earlier in this, I think I referenced where I had to cut it. Who knows?
And you just were part of a cut. Thank you.
No, it's a red herring. So I guess let's knock it out. Oh yeah, kind of long. Let's knock it out real quick. What has everyone been listening to other than this album?
I listened to Control by SZA for the first time. It was okay.
Yes, sir.
It was alright.
Okay.
Is that a song or the album?
That's the
album.
album.
The album. Come on, Jamie.
Is that the one where it's her like
in front of the
grass?
computers? Yes.
Oh yeah, computers. Yeah.
I haven't listened to it.
I haven't listened to Good. It's called Good Days, right, Nick?
Yeah, that's her new single.
I haven't listened to that yet. I've listened to a lot of Pop Smoke still. I think I'm never gonna get tired of that, but we'll see. And I've just been putting it like my shuffled songs again. Still kind of hard to listen to a lot of music, but I still need to listen to my made for you stuff, like the weekly Discovery thing. I need to, because I know I'll find good music on
I have the same thing where with the daily mixes, I find a lot of shit through those too.
I'm so lazy though, bro. I hate myself.
Sometimes I'm not in like the mood to listen to new music. Like,
there's a comfort of listening to music.
Feel like listening to new music, because if I don't, then I'm like, man, all this is garbage. Skip.
Right,
skip.
And then you're kind of like closing the door before it's even open, you know. Mm-hmm. I get that for sure. Yeah, I've done the same thing where I just have been in like a kind of like a, I guess like a rut. Not necessarily a rut, because I feel like rut has negative, like a negative sound to it, like a negative connotation. But just like I've been doing that this week, just haven't really listened to anything new. Only been listening to like a few different albums and stuff, and even like old podcast episodes of stuff, just because they're really funny. I don't know. Maybe I've been stressed and I need more subliminal comfort. Who knows? Or subconscious comfort.
True.
Vic, what have you been listening to? Oh,
me?
No, please, Vic.
Nick or Vic?
Vic, with the V.
Whoever.
Please,
Oh,
please.
okay.
After you.
I haven't per se been listening to like one person or like one band or just like whatever makes me feel happy.
Makes sense.
Because I'm like, out with the awful 2020, in with the hopefully less awful 2021.
Yeah.
So I'm like, change that like sadness and like try to make it. If you listen to enough happy music, then I feel like,
helps.
just like.
Yeah, music influences mood. I get that. Manifesting, right? That's the thing. Manifesting's all the rage.
Get the crystals out, man. Pray to those bad boys,
I gotta wash my crystals.
Incense.
I gotta wash my crystals. Energy's bad. You gotta wash
crystals.
Nothing the little Dawn won't clear up.
Mercury's in Gatorade. Is that what one of you said last week?
Mercury's in Gatorade. Where's my Dawn?
Oh my god.
Nick, what have you been listening to?
Get the quartz!
I've been listening to a lot of Smartless ever since you recommended it to me. The podcast.
It's a good one.
It's so good.
Yet another podcast that we will plug, and they won't notice.
Yes,
but it is good. Check it out. It's very fun
mm-hmm.
and insightful.
Yeah, it's pretty.
They ask good questions.
I listened to
for being like a celebrity podcast. They ask really good questions.
Yeah, I listened to their Paul McCartney episode today, and when Sean Hayes revealed Paul McCartney to Jason Bateman and Will Arnett, Jason was like, "No, you're joking, right?" And like they like took away like the hidden filter from Paul McCartney's face on the webcast. And Will Arnett talks about it at the end of the podcast, saying that Jason's like entire demeanor just like shifted to like serious professional mode, and was like, "Oh my god, like one of the Beatles is here.
Funny.
Oh my god!" And they had to rein it in for that episode.
Yeah.
But
the Neil deGrasse Tyson one I like a lot.
Okay, yeah. But besides that,
sounds cool.
The band, not the show, Twin Peaks. I've been listening to them. They're pretty good.
Not the restaurant?
No, not the restaurant either. Different vibe. Very different vibe. Some Steely Dan, some outlaw country like Waylon Jennings, a little bit of Chris Christopherson.
That is very much different than Twin Peaks the restaurant.
Yes, very different.
I don't know. I feel like Waylon Jennings out of anyone else is probably he's closer on that spectrum than anything else you just said.
I guess, yeah. But
I feel like people who frequent Twin Peaks listen to the old country radio on Sirius XM.
I don't know. I feel like they listen
just
to
a
more
hypothesis.
Like Jason Aldean, like pander country,
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, that's pretty much it. A little bit of Baby Keem too, but he's different.
Interesting.
Keemstar?
Not Keemstar, no.
No, baby.
Welcome back to Drama Alert.
Let's get right into the news.
It's Drama Alert Nation.
I'm a human piece of shit.
Shane Dawson fucked his cat.
Oh my god.
Whoa.
Charlie D'Amelio.
Alright, well, I guess with that, we can go ahead and wrap it up. We wanted to say thanks again for checking out this week's episode. Remember to tune in next week, where we're going to be taking a look at The Color Spectrum, a collection of albums by The Deer Hunter. We're going to be joined by Craig. We're going to be wrapping up our 2 months of guest appearances. And then the following week, we're going to be back with someone choosing it. I do not remember who. We will know next week.
Yeah.
But yeah, be sure to take a listen to the playlist. We're going to make sure to link that, get it out there, blast it out a little bit. So you can kind of have your own mental thoughts and mentally join in the discussion with us a little bit. You can also physically join in the discussion by leaving a comment about your thoughts on this week's album on YouTube, or you can also tweet them at us. We are on Twitter at ListUpPodcast, and that's also where you'll be able to find the link for the playlist. But that account, as well as all of our personal handles, are going to be in the description of wherever you found this episode. For now, we'll catch you next week, and remember to listen up.